Have you ever felt like you're on a financial treadmill? You're running faster and faster, but you're not actually getting anywhere? Well, today we are going to break down a way of thinking about money that they definitely didn't teach us in school. It's all about shifting your mindset from being a lifelong consumer to becoming a powerful producer. Let's dive in.
So take a look at this number, $300 million. That is the staggering amount of money heavyweight champion Mike Tyson earned during his unbelievable boxing career. I mean, it's a sum that's almost impossible to even wrap your head around. And yet, this happened. This single fact just perfectly illustrates the problem we're talking about. Despite earning a literal fortune, he ended up bankrupt. It's proof, right? Earning a lot of money and actually knowing how to manage it are two totally different things. So, what is really going on here? Okay, to really understand this, we have to redefine the enemy. See, most people think the rat race is just having a 9-to-5 job. But honestly, that's a huge oversimplification, and it's a dangerous one. The real trap is, it's a lot more subtle than that. Check this out. A recent study found that a whopping 78% of American workers are living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the kicker. Look closer. That number includes 1 out of every 10 people earning over $100,000 a year. So this tells you right away, the problem isn't just about how much you make. It's about how fragile your financial position is.
So here it is. The real rat race is living on a financial knife's edge. It's that constant nagging feeling that as soon as money comes in, it's already gone. It leaves you just one car repair, one medical bill away from total disaster. Your job stops being a choice and becomes something you have to do just to keep funding the cycle. All right, so how do you escape a trap like that? Well, it all starts with a fundamental shift in your mindset. We have to re-examine our most basic ideas about what money even is. And trust me, this is the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about. So I'll ask you, straight up, when you buy a coffee or you get your paycheck, what is actually being exchanged? What does that cash or those numbers in your bank account truly represent?
The simplest and most powerful way to look at it is this. Money is just an expression of value. That's it. It's not good, it's not evil. It's just a tool we all agree to use to exchange value. And once you really get that, you stop thinking about who had to lose for you to win, and you start asking, hey, what value was created to make this money exist? Okay, so money is value. How does that philosophical idea actually help someone living paycheck to paycheck? Well, it becomes super practical when we start to see our entire financial life as a simple but really powerful equation. Think of it this way. Every single dollar that flows through your life can be put into one of two buckets. On one side, you've got production. That's the value you create that brings money in. For most of us, that's our job. On the other side, you've got consumption. That's the value you use up that sends money out. Everything from your Netflix subscription to your mortgage payment. Your entire financial health, right now, is just the balance of this one equation. Now, here is where most people get it wrong. The first step to escaping the rat race isn't to go out and frantically try to make more money. No way. Just like Mike Tyson showed us, you absolutely cannot out-earn a spending problem. So the first non-negotiable phase is to master your consumption. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that psychological weight of a life driven by consumption. When debt and all your expenses start piling up, your stuff, your lifestyle, it starts to control you. It dictates your choices and just sucks away your freedom. So why is this so hard? Well, it turns out our brains are literally wired to work against us. We've got stuff like the ostrich effect, where we'd rather just not look at our bank account after a big weekend. Then there's hyperbolic discounting, which is just a fancy way of saying we'll always choose the new pair of shoes today over a much bigger investment for our future. And of course, there's social proof, buying stuff we don't even need to keep up with people we barely know. The plan to fight back is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Step 1, awareness. You have to track exactly where your money is going, down to the penny. Step 2, control. Create a budget to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. And finally, step 3, safety. You build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. This right here, this is your foundation. This is what buys you freedom. Once, and only once, your consumption is under control and that foundation is rock solid, then you can shift your focus to the really exciting part, dramatically scaling your production. Now, for most of us, our main way of producing value is our job, right? We trade our time and our skills for a salary. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's not the only way. The crucial difference here comes down to one word: leverage. As an employee, your production, your value, is usually tied directly to your time, and there are only so many hours in a day. But the producer, the entrepreneur, they detach their income from their time. How? By creating a solution to a problem and then selling that solution to the market at scale. And look, the internet has caused an absolute explosion of ways to do this. You can create a YouTube channel. You could develop an app. You can build a niche brand like Gymshark did. You could write a book, launch an online course. I mean, all of these are ways to produce value for thousands or even millions of people at once. So, how do we put all this together? What's the path forward? Well, it's actually a really clear two-step process. It's about building stability first and only then focusing on growth. If you take away only one thing, let it be this: get your financial house in order first. Master your consumption, build that safety net, and free yourself from living on that financial edge. Once you are stable, then you can turn all that energy toward finding a problem you can solve and scaling your production. You see, this whole framework isn't just some abstract theory. It's a practical guide to taking back your financial freedom. It shifts your focus away from what am I going to buy to what am I going to build. So the final question really is, what value will you produce?